Hey there, everybody. I am King 5 meteorologist Leah Pezzetti. It is Sunday, November 16th, right about 8 p.m. as of recording, and I wanted to take a moment to unpack the forecast and get you going for the week ahead. Hopefully you all enjoyed the weekend, although I know it was a very wet weekend out there. And you know what? We are not done with the rain yet. We have quite a bit of rain coming this upcoming week, but we will also see some periods of dry weather mixed in as well. So let's unpack it all and talk about when we will see it all. All right, we will first talk about today. Today at SeaTac, we hit 55 degrees. Normal for this time of year is 52 degrees. So we actually, believe it or not, were a little bit warmer than normal, even though it was certainly a gray and damp day. Rain totals, I'll show you in just a moment, but really most of us stayed pretty minimal. Check this out. Our sunset was at just about 4:30 this evening, so just after 4:30 p.m. The earliest sunset that we will see the calendar year, of course, comes in December. That is going to be December 21st this year when we ring in the new season, when winter officially begins. At that point, our sunset is at 4:20 p.m., so we still have about 12 minutes to shave off that sunset time. So we're not quite at our earliest sunset, but that's still more than a month away, 35 days away until we see winter officially begin, and we have our day with the least amount of daylight of the year, December 21st this year. Let's take a look at satellite and radar. We do have a good amount of rain off in eastern Washington, around Tri-Cities and east of that as well. And it looks like we do have some showers that are rolling in along the coast right now. So the west coast, the Olympic Peninsula, is seeing a good amount of that light rain. Looks like some moderate rainfall heading toward Forks as of right now. That will sneak into Puget Sound into our overnight hours, but really it's just those light showers that are going to continue, and that's about it. Rainfall totals for today, even though it was a pretty gray day, most of us only saw a few hundredths of an inch of rain. Quileute is the exception with just shy of half an inch of rain, but even Bellingham didn't even get to a tenth of an inch of rain. That being said, we still have a couple hours left of Sunday, so that could absolutely change here in the next few hours. But I do want to take a moment and talk about how we sit big picture. So it's been a wet November, and November typically is the wettest month of the year. We usually see more than 6 inches of rain in the entire month at SeaTac. And so here we are about halfway through the month. Usually we'd be a little more than 3 inches of an inch of rain. We've seen already more than an inch above average. So we've seen close to 5 inches of rain in Bellingham, more than 4 inches of rain in Seattle. Olympia, about 5.5 inches of rain so far. You can see normal for this time of the month. We would typically be well below that. So all that to say, we are above average for rain totals for the month so far throughout the month. So we've been talking all year long about the deficit that we've seen. We essentially all of 2025, a majority of the months were below average as far as rainfall accumulations are concerned. So this is a big step in the right direction. We're still below average, especially places like Olympia. SeaTac is still well below average, but Bellingham actually is making up some ground. So we are chugging along and making up for that deficit, but we do still have a lot of work to go. That being said, we have more rain chances on the way this week. We actually will see a relatively dry start to this work week, but then it looks like Thursday and beyond, the rain will be moving back. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's get you going for your Monday, though. Best chance for rain is going to be in the first part of the day, just in time for that morning commute. We'll see some widespread rain around the Sound. Into the afternoon, we'll dry things out, holding on to clouds, but temperatures, oh my goodness, look at that. We are going to stay right around 50 degrees all day long. It is going to be a chilly day tomorrow. So our highs are going to be around 50 degrees. I'm calling for 52 in Seattle, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hit that marker given the cloud cover that's going to stay dense all day long. So maybe it's a high of 50 or 51, but all that to say cooler compared to what we saw today. We were in the mid 50s today. So a few degrees cooler, temperatures hovering right around 50 degrees, give or take, for pretty much everybody in the lowlands for your Monday. Let's talk about the rain. A couple light showers brush through overnight tonight. This is 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, your Monday morning, and it does look like around the Sound we are going to see gray, damp conditions. It is mostly light rain that's going to be falling, but still, Monday morning commute, wet weather. Give yourself that extra time to get going for your Monday. Into the daytime hours, this is around lunchtime on Monday, we will lift it up to the north, so we're not quite done yet. But down to the south, we'll start to see some clearing. We will hold on to the rain around the Sound and then all the way up into the Cascades during the daytime hours on Monday. And then into the evening, this is 5 p.m. We're pretty much dry around the Sound. In fact, look down south, Tacoma, Olympia, you could actually even see the sunset just in time for the sun to go down. We will see things clearing out. We could get a little bit of snow for our North Cascades, but overall tomorrow is not going to be a snowy day. Now let's get you going into Tuesday. This is Tuesday morning. We're going to see clouds spreading. We could definitely see some fog both Monday and Tuesday mornings. But then we actually see things kind of clear out by Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. So Tuesday is actually looking like a pretty mild day. And you know what? Into Wednesday, that same trend continues. Couple clouds, but we'll see some sun breaks mixed in as well. And overall, it will be dry for Tuesday and Wednesday. So that will be a nice little change of pace after the very wet couple of days and weeks that we've had. Snow levels, really, we're not going to see too much in the way of snow this week. We'll keep snow levels around 5,000 to 6,000 feet. But as I just showed you, we really don't have a ton of moisture for the first half of the week. But let's get you going for the second half of the week. Here we are Wednesday morning. And you can see around Washington, the Pacific Northwest, there's that little bit of a break. So we'll see some dry weather. But look just off to our west over the Pacific, there is the next low pressure system that is moving in. So that is going to be sitting there waiting for us, and it will move in on Thursday. So it does look like Thursday will be a wet day. So get ready for that. Then as we head into the weekend, check out this atmospheric river that sets up. You see that plume of moisture just directed right at the Pacific Northwest. Now this is showing you kind of Friday night into Saturday morning. So this is still almost a week out. This can absolutely change. If it sags a little bit farther south, we'll miss that moisture completely. If it goes a little bit farther north, we'll miss that moisture completely, or not completely, but we'll miss the brunt of it. So all that to say, we're keeping an eye on another atmospheric river event into next weekend. At this point, we'll fine tune the exact direction of impact as we get a little bit closer. But just a good thing to keep in mind that really Thursday and beyond, we're going to welcome back that wet weather. And it does look like we will stay wet Thursday and into the weekend. We'll also cool things down temperature-wise, especially for our lows. This is what we're waking up to Tuesday morning. Lows into the 30s in some parts. And then fog as well. I mentioned that earlier, but let's look at your Monday morning. It does look like we could absolutely see some dense fog that settles in for that Monday morning commute. So a little bit gray, a little bit rainy, and then also some low visibility issues. Same thing into Tuesday morning. We'll see things really saturated out there, so that extra moisture helps aid in that fog formation. So good thing to keep in mind the next couple of days, especially when we see mild weather and we don't see wind and we're not seeing any big rain events. That's when we tend to see that fog really settle in. Fog likes mild weather, and that is what we're seeing Tuesday into Wednesday. Then, of course, you see it on the 7-day forecast. Thursday and beyond is when that rain returns. Another potential atmospheric river event, which we will fine-tune as we get a little bit closer. And we will figure out the exact direction that is heading. But at this point, it does look like next weekend will be a wet one. So enjoy the couple days of mostly dry weather on Tuesday and Wednesday while we have them, especially given the wet weather we've had the last couple of days and weeks. It certainly would be nice to have a little bit of a break. I hope everybody has a great week, and be sure to stay with the King 5 weather team all week long as we bring you the very latest on your forecast.